In the last two episodes, I talked about how AI connects to systems through Model Context Protocol and how Validation Context Protocol reframes what trust actually means. But neither of those execute validation. They define the what and not the how. Caves, C-A-V-E-S, exists because modern systems don't fail at design time. They fail at runtime. And validation, as it's traditionally practiced, was never designed to operate continuously, autonomously, alongside live systems. What we really need now isn't more validation artifacts. We need assurance, confidence that systems are behaving as intended right now. That's the gap Caves fills. Caves stands for Continuous Autonomous Validation Execution Structure. The wording is very intentional. This is not a document framework. It's not a testing methodology, and it's not a replacement for quality systems. Caves is an execution layer. It runs alongside real system behavior and continuously evaluates whether intended performance is being achieved. Instead of validating before use and hoping nothing breaks, Caves validates during use as systems actually operate. This is how validation becomes something the system does, not something teams prepare for. Somewhere along the way, validation turned into testing, and testing turned into documentation. What started as a way to demonstrate intended performance became a checklist of scripts, screenshots, and approvals. The result? Projects spend 25 to 30% of their budget on validation activities that don't actually increase confidence. IT teams build systems. They toss them over the fence to QA. QA finds issues. They toss them back. That loop doesn't create trust. It creates friction. The system might pass validation, but nobody actually trusts it. That's the problem Caves is designed to solve. This is one of the most important distinctions. Validation is not about finding bugs. A system can be bug-free and still fail its intended purpose. Validation is about whether real processes complete successfully. Did the transaction finish? Did the workflow behave as designed? Did the outcome meet expectations? Those are questions about performance, not features. Caves focuses validation on what actually matters, the successful execution of intended processes tied directly to requirements and risk. Traditional validation is static. Caves is event-based. Every meaningful system action generates signals. Those signals can trigger evaluation, and the outcomes become evidence. Instead of periodic reviews, validation becomes continuous. Instead of documents, evidence comes from execution. This aligns naturally with quality by design, with critical quality attributes, critical process parameters, and critical material attributes. In other words, the system proves it's validated by doing the things it was designed to do over and over again. Caves operates through observers. These are agents, logs, monitors, and reporters. These components watch system behavior and evaluate outcomes against intended performance. When a process completes successfully, that becomes validation evidence. When it fails, the system knows immediately, not months later during a review. This isn't about replacing people. It's about letting systems surface truth faster than humans ever could. Caves makes validation observable, continuous, and near real time. This brings us back to the original intent of regulations like 21 CFR Part 11 and Annex 11. They don't just require systems to be validated, they require systems to be consistently performing as intended and to detect invalid or altered behavior. That was always the goal. Caves doesn't change that intent. It finally makes it achievable in modern AI-enabled systems. Validation becomes assurance, not something you finish, but something you maintain. Validation becomes something systems do, not something teams prepare for.